everyone, it's Lori. Thanks for joining me. Today I'm excited to be part of a collaboration where me and 25 other YouTubers and bloggers are doing a collaboration of masculine cards. That's always the hardest one to do. We decided to do masculine cards just in time for Father's Day. They're not all necessarily Father's Day cards, but you can certainly get some inspiration from the videos. There's, like I said, 25 other YouTubers and bloggers, and I'm so excited and honored to be part of the list. But if you look in the description below this video, you'll find all of them. We started on May 23rd. You're going to see this one on June 4th, and the last one is tomorrow on June 5th. So you'll see the complete list, and as you go through each video, you're going to play along to win some prizes. In each video, you're going to be given a tool. And the first video started with A, and the last video starts with the letter Z. We'll have a tool that corresponds to each letter. And once you collect all those tools, A through Z, there's 26 of them, you will enter those in the blog tomorrow on Gareth's blog. You'll see all the information and find out how you can sign up to win a couple of really neat prizes. So anyway, this is the card I made for our Father's Day masculine card hop, and I'm going to show you in this video how to make it. Okay, so the first thing I did was, believe it or not, I do not have a stamp that says Father's Day. So I just sent this to my printer. I set it up in Word and just sent it to my printer and printed out Father's Day. So I'm going to use my Cuttlebug to cut this out. I'm going to cut this down a little bit. Get off camera here for a second. Okay, so I just cut it down so that it will fit inside my Cuttlebug. And I am going to use my A plate, my B plate, or actually I'm going to put my C plate down. And I'm going to use this die that I have and line this up. And I want it to be in this corner. So to keep that down, I'm just going to use a little Post-it tape. I'll line that up as straight as I can. That looks pretty good. And we'll just send this through. Okay, so we're done with that. Here's our cutout, and this Post-it tape works really well. Okay, so that cut out at 4.5 by 3.25. Get that out of our way. We're going to set that aside. The other thing I did was cut this to an A2 size card, which is 5.5 by 4.25. It's just a single sheet of paper. And then the other thing we're going to need is our card base, and I'm going to create that just by cutting a piece of 8.5 by 11 white cardstock in half on the long edge. So I'm going to cut that at 5.5, and that will make 2 card bases. We just need one for this project. Put that aside. I'm going to fold this in half. If you have a scoreboard, you can score that to get a nice crisp score. Use my bone folder. Okay, so we're all set there. We're going to use our adhesive, and I'm just going to tape this down to the front of my card. And that should cover the card base totally. Alright, now this is the fun part. I cut out 6 of these word happy, and I glued 3 of them together already. I didn't want you to have to watch me glue them all together. So I'm going to finish gluing these together, and what this is going to do is create a thicker piece that's going to almost look like chipboard, but it will be all black and it'll look nicely on our card base. We're just going to glue these together, one on top of the other. And again, I did 6 total. You can do less than that. I kind of stick with 6 just because I like the thickness, but whatever floats your boat. You could do less, you could do more. And you just want to make sure you get them lined up good. So there we have 5 of them glued together. Do one more. You don't want to over glue it so that you have glue oozing out the sides. But you want to make sure you get those edges. Alright, here's our last one. So that's again 6 total. And they are all glued together. Now you could stop right here and use this on your card base, but I like to step it up a notch. And so what we're going to do, and I have a piece of scratch paper here. Well, I can just use this. I have some Versamark ink, and I'm going to lay my word down face side up, and I'm just going to smoosh my Versamark on it. Make sure it's nice and covered. Oops. Once that's done, I am going to take some clear embossing powder and oops, cover my sentiment. And you can do this more than once. You can do it as many times as you want. Let's try that. And now we're going to use our heat gun and heat set this. Pardon the noise for a minute. And this is just clear embossing powder. This kind of gives the same effect as putting glossy accents on it, but it's much easier to get an even coverage. And make sure it's all melted. Got something in there. Okay, and now if you can see that, it put a really neat sheen to it. So it almost looks like an epoxy sticker. So we're going to set that aside and let that cool off. Now we're going to take our card base, or not our card base, but our card front. And I have some Heidi Swapp Black Velvet Color Shine. And I'm just going to open it up and tap some splatters on there. And the higher you go, the better the splatter. Also makes a bigger mess, but looks good. And then I also have some red Dilutions. This is Postbox Red ink spray. I'm going to do the same thing. And I might even drop some right on there. Try to make a paint splatter. Alright. So that's kind of fun. The next thing we're going to do is take our word happy and place it right on top of our card. Make sure it's dry. It is. So I'm going to use the same adhesive. And I'm just using a tacky glue by Scotch. It's quick dry. This works well. You could also use multi-matte medium. That would work well. Any kind of liquid glue that's going to dry fast. Alright. So there we go. I love it. Alright, now we all have washi tape in our stash that we'd never know what to do with, so here's your chance. I guess I'm going to cover up my red splatter. Just take a little bit of washi, wrap it around the edge. I'm going to do it a couple different colors, different sizes. I like the jagged edge. And here's a little skinnier black one. And actually I want a ripped edge on that. I want it to look so perfect. And you could use any color combination you wanted. You wouldn't have to use the red. You could use blues or whatever. Goes with your stash. Alright, now here we have our card base. Going to use a little foam tape. And going to cover our back pretty good. Peel off our backing. And voila! Thanks for playing along. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I know it was a lot of fun for me. My tool for the toolbox is Xyron. X-Y-R-O-N, Xyron. Of course we're going to have one of those in our toolbox, right guys? Now, hop on over to Gareth's blog tomorrow and enter all of your tools, A through Z. Find out what the letter Z tool is from Gareth, and you can enter to win a few prizes. And I hope you enjoyed this hop. It was a lot of fun. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. And I'll see you all soon. Thanks. Bye.